Following a piece in the Business of Fashion this morning, it was reported that the Missoni founding family has stepped away from ownership of the house that bears their name. And whenever this happens in fashion, the conversation immediately becomes emotional. If you recall my video from a few days ago about brands losing their soul, you'll remember that unless there is a structure of governance, a brand might fall into an identity problem. So, because in this case, Missoni doesn't necessarily have an identity problem, it has a scale problem, Missoni already owns one of the most recognizable design signatures in fashion. That zigzag knit, their color language, even the textile craft, in fact, those codes are globally recognizable. But historically, the brand has never been built with the same industrial commercial infrastructure as many of its competitors. And so what happens is the real opportunity for new investors is not going to be about changing anything. And it's certainly not going to be about reinvention. It'll be about amplification. And importantly, they don't need to invent new categories to do it, because Missoni already has strong lifestyle pillars, categories like ready-to-wear, beachwear, fragrance, eyewear, and actually one of the most established home collections in the entire fashion industry. The smarter move now might be structural expansion around those existing codes. So the first could be business-to-business interiors and hospitality projects. Missoni Home is already successful at retail level, but the real global opportunity could be architectural partnerships, hotels, branded residences, cruise projects, and luxury service departments. Missoni's textile identity translates extremely well into interior environments. The second could be travel and leisure categories. The brand's Mediterranean lifestyle positioning naturally lends itself to luxury travel products, weekenders, luggage, travel accessories, stuff like that. Not mass fashion, but curated lifestyle pieces that sit naturally beside resort wear. The third is performance knitwear. Missoni historically had a diffusion line called Missoni Sport. Reintroducing technical knitwear for modern luxury athleisure would be a logical extension of the brand's core expertise. And finally, shouldn't surprise anyone, archive storytelling. I would imagine Missoni possesses one of the richest textile archives in fashion, and the opportunities to turn that archive into cultural capital via capsule collections, exhibitions, digital storytelling, you get the idea. Because younger consumers don't buy heritage automatically, they buy the stories behind it. So in my very humble opinion, the future of Missoni doesn't really depend on radical design change. On the contrary, in fact, I believe it depends on operational clarity. If the new owners understand that Missoni is a textile identity, then the smartest strategy is simple. Build the global ecosystem around that code. I'm Jalil, and this is how fashion really works.